What day are we on? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Let's see. Okay, I think that's perfect. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all some time to come in. Let me grab my bowl. And let me post my recipe. I'm gonna post the base recipe because y'all know we're making a sour cream pound cake today. But today we're making it with salted butter instead of unsalted butter. This is our series where we're testing out the pound cake recipe in different ways. Hope everybody is good today. We're good here. It's just been raining all day. But fortunately, I got to stay in today and work. So it's okay. Okay, we all set over here. Want to make sure y'all can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know before we go any further. Okay, good. We're good over here on YouTube. So let me just drop the link. Hey, Ramona. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay, I dropped the recipe on YouTube. Let me make sure I drop it on Facebook. Okay, dropped it on my regular page, and I'm also live in the group too. I still wear my Black People's Pound Cakes apron today. I didn't know if I wanted to wear this one or if I wanted to wear Whip It Like Butter or what. Okay, perfect. It's live in the group. Okay, so while y'all still coming in, I'm gonna grab my bowls. Okay, so the video will stay on YouTube. Facebook always Facebooking. So I think it's gonna stay on for like 30 days. I try to remember to download and so I can have it available later, but it'll definitely stay on YouTube. YouTube, especially if you have come on my previous lives, let me know if you, let me turn this down. Let me know if you can see me better this time than before. Because I'm using a streaming service and I know people complained that it was like a little unclear, so I made some changes. And I'm actually streaming like straight from my tablet. Hey, North Carolina. I'm glad I can see the comments on there. I'm sounding so southern today. That's all right. Okay, so I want to be timely for the for everybody because I did say 6. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me check my butter. I'll make sure it's not getting too soft. So I have my butter out, of course, already. Of course, we're using sour cream, full fat, none of that light stuff, none of that. However it comes, full fat sour cream. We want all our fat in this cake. We have our eggs right here. We're only using 6. Salt. Y'all can look at brands. I'll never talk about brands on here, but since we're on live, I'm showing you what I use. Have my baking powder and know. I don't know if I want to use vanilla, regular vanilla, or if I want to use vanilla bean paste. This vanilla bean paste, so good, so good. Okay, and we have our baking spray. Oh, I need to get my pan. I think I'm gonna use my regular pan today. People always have issues with making sure their pan is prepped, so I think I'm gonna use that. And I want that old school look. I like the USA pan. I have it, but it gives the cake a little, you know, a little finish. We're not gonna do that today. Well, let me grab that. Okay, y'all, here's my pan. I call her Old Faithful because she is a standard 12 cup bundt pan. I like a 12 cup bundt pan because most pound cakes will fit in here without overflowing. They'll fit in here perfectly. Like some pound cake recipes like 10 cups, some are 12. This is right at 12, but it gives you plenty of wiggle room. I've never had an issue with the standard pound cake overflowing in this pan. So that's our pan. And let me know what y'all want to do. So I have regular flour. I was going to stick with regular, but I just never can be regular, okay? I have regular flour here, all-purpose, pre-sifted. But I also have cake flour. So on our last one, we did half all-purpose, half cake flour. And I liked it. Like, I'm an all-purpose kind of girl. I like the nice clean cut that all-purpose flour gives. So on down cake flour, creates a softer crumb, a little bit of a different taste, not a bad taste, but a different taste. So y'all want to do all purpose or y'all want to do a blend of both? I'm not going to do all cake flour. Y'all let me know. And of course we add sugar. Okay, I'm going to measure out the sugar while y'all still thinking. Okay, cake flour. Hey, from Indiana. Who else? What y'all want to do? All purpose or a blend of cake flour and all purpose? Y'all, I meant to have our live earlier this month. I was sick for 2 weeks. I don't know what. I was like, this cough is like intermittent, but it's not going away. I can't go live. And I'm finally to a point where I was good, so I was like, I'm gonna go live. So I posted the recipe in the comments. It's the base recipe, or freestyling a little bit off of the base recipe. This is a half cup measure, so I'm gonna do this 6 times. All right, we got another vote for a blend. We're doing 3 cups of sugar. Oh, 2 more. Got another blend. Blend, okay. Oh yeah, I got one more thing of sugar. That's why I start running my mouth, because I lose count. Renetta said blend 2. Got our sugar here. And I'm gonna bring y'all down once we get really into the process. Blend, okay, it's looking like I wanna do a blend. Looking like y'all want to do a blend. And I put the sugar in the wrong bowl. In my other bowl. Let me think. That's alright. Okay, Ramona's never made a cake with a blend. She wants to do a blend. Looks like blend it is. Okay. So we're gonna start with the cake flour. That's up here at the top. And we're doing 3 cups of the flour. So we're gonna do, of course, 1 1/2 or 1 1/2. So we're gonna do 3 of these. I'm not gonna sift. For y'all who want to sift, y'all go ahead and sift. I don't sift. If you're new to my lives, I'll show you what I do. Okay, so 1, 2, and have 3. Okay. Tilt y'all a little bit. I still don't think you can see that. Oh, over here you can. I need to get another stand like this one on my right side. Hey, Ada. Okay, that's a little better right here. I'm gonna adjust y'all up. All right, so I always do one rundown on the proper way to measure flour, because how I just measured it is not the proper way to measure flour, but that's how I measure flour. I always try to remember to do that for people who may be beginners. So the proper way to, oh, this is a teaspoon. Proper way to measure flour is to scoop and let it drop. I hope y'all been having a good week. I've been tired all week for some reason. I don't know, because I've been working out. I've been working out for a little while now, so I don't know, just, ooh, this cloudy weather not helping. But guess what? This is Texas, so we need to enjoy this, because what we're going to get after this, 90, 100-degree weather. All right, so that's the proper way to measure. Have it level. Sorry about that. I didn't think about how loud that was going to be. We have 2 more. All right, so we got our 6 cups of flour. Let me put this phone on silent, y'all. Hold on. All right. We're going to put the top on here. Okay, so I'm going to measure out my baking powder. Baking powder and baking soda are optional ingredients in a pound cake. I like to use them. Well, I'm not using salt. I'm not using salt because we're using salt and butter. Baking powder and baking soda are optional items in a pound cake. Just over time in baking, you develop what your preference is. On one of our, so this is our second one, right? On one of our other lives, I'm gonna bake this recipe with no baking powder or baking soda. We're gonna see the difference. I've done it before without it. My cakes still have a good rise, so I think it's gonna be fine. So we have our baking powder. So typically what I do, this is what I do. I do use pre-sifted flour, but if you've been with me before, like I said, even if I didn't use pre-sifted flour, I wouldn't sift. This isn't like back in the day where the flour was really clumpy. It's fine. But if you do want to sift, it does make for a finer crumb. It all comes down to preference. You know, I know most of us grew up sifting our flour. You can also whisk it. That's another option too. Okay, y'all have any questions? Let me know. Let me get a little water. It's always gets hot in here. Let me clean this off. I need to get one more item, my spatula. I think I'll do that while the butter and the sugar are creaming together. Okay. So we're gonna add our butter. Salted butter, y'all. Same way in Georgia, yeah. You know what? I love the summer because I just love hot weather. And I like that it's typically more sunny, all that type of stuff, but it does get so hot where you just don't want to go out until at night. So I got the little corner of butter off of there because we can't waste nothing. We need all that fat in this cake. And it was so funny to me because in the group, for my people who are on my YouTube, if you don't know, I have a group, Black People's Pound Cakes. People were talking about, oh, it's summertime, it's so hot, we're not gonna bake. I'm like, what? I'm from the South, baby. We bake all year. What you mean it's too hot? You just turn the air down. Or you bake in the morning and you bake at night. Because we cook a lot here too, so I can't imagine saying, you know, it's hot, I'm not gonna cook. But I mean, I understand everybody has their preferences and stuff like that. You know, some people eat more like cold foods in the winter and in the summer and stuff like that. Okay, so people have some questions, so I'm going to repost the base recipe. Well, let me start the butter. I'll let this blend first before adding the sugar. I'm gonna repost the base recipe, but we're using 3 cups of flour and 3 cups of sugar and 6 eggs. Hey, Tiffany. I'm trying to stop this for a second because I said, I think y'all okay on this side. I said I was gonna move it down so y'all could see. Oh, that made a better angle. Okay, so my head is cut off a little bit here, but I think y'all are good, right? As long as you see in the bowl. Up over here. All right. Turn that back on. I like to slowly add in my sugar. I'm gonna let that go for a little while. Let me grab my spatula. I like to use a rubber spatula to scrape down the side of the bowl. So my oven's already preheated to 325 degrees. That's a sweet spot with baking for me. I used to bake it 350 and it just started being too hot. So I'm at 325. You love baking between 3 and 6? Yeah, I bake regardless. I put my butter and sugar at a 1 or a 2. This is a 1. I think it's fast enough. This is a 2. Feels a little fast for me. I don't know. I take my time, so 1 is fine. But 1 or 2 is fine. And for those who don't have a stand mixer, don't worry about it. Nothing's wrong with a hand mixer. I bake in high volume, so I have a stand mixer. If you bake in high volume or you feel like, that's in your budget, that's what you want to do, whatever it is, of course you can get a stand mixer, but you don't have to have a stand mixer. So I cream it until it's nice, light, and fluffy, and the color changes kind of pale. Um, Approximately 5 minutes. I go based off of look. When I get in there and I scrape down the side of the bowl, when I lift it up, does it kind of like a little stiff? Look at it now. Why don't you look at it now? And I can even tell from looking, it looks a little shiny, like the sugar crystals aren't creamed together. And look, it still looks buttery. That's not ready. So you can go by time if you're new, but to baking, but over time, you get to know what works for you. Oh, geez. So y'all, time is relative. It's relative. Every person's mixer is different. Every person's style is different. Every person's everything is different. I would go, like, if you're new to baking, go off of a standard and build up your own style off of that, what you like and things like that. The main thing, you want to make sure that your butter and your sugar are blended together well. It's nice, light and fluffy. You'll notice it starts sticking to the sides of the mixer, and it's not gritty. What speed do you all cream your butter and your sugar on? Those who use a stand mixer or even a hand mixer. If you primarily use a hand mixer, if you put a hand mixer beside it, you'll comment. Oh, I heard about those goose eggs. I wish somebody would give me some. That sounds good. The cream on it too. Everybody's different. Usually I might walk off and wash some dishes, something like that, while it's creaming, check on it. I don't know if you can tell now, it's starting to get a little custard-like. It's changing. So we're getting to the point where it's closer to how we want it to be. It's like, almost like soft serve ice cream. I'm just moving it from around the paddle attachment since we stopped it. And that's what I prefer, the paddle attachment. Some people use the whisk. So the whisk is known, like if you Google it, let's say, to incorporate too much air into your batter. Some people have no problem with it. Some people like baking with it. It's just not my preference. I used the whisk attachment accidentally before. I know why my butter and sugar are mixing up like that. I don't like it. Now that's at a 2. You go to a 3. I think 3 is okay for butter and sugar. Like for me, once I add my eggs, I definitely don't go that fast. 1, because it's like eggs are almost like a liquid, right? So they can kick out. And 2, I don't want them over mixed. You don't need to mix too fast. And what y'all want to do? Y'all want to do vanilla, because we're getting to the point we can add our vanilla or vanilla bean paste. I'm leaning towards vanilla bean paste. It's different. Like, even if you're not a vanilla bean person, it's a different flavor in powder. You cream at a medium. A 4? Really? Okay. to you already? Okay, and red so we should use vanilla bean paste. I'm thinking paste. I hadn't used paste in a while. I'm gonna use 2 teaspoons. I don't know if you can see, it's transforming again. It's getting softer. You can hear it. It's kind of like a little sound now instead of like how it was before. Vanilla bean paste is awesome. It's not cheap, but it's worth it. It's what I use. I'm gonna link my Amazon store. That's where I should have vanilla bean paste in my Amazon store. If you've never seen it, you can look it up and look at the reviews on it. We still need to do a live where we bake together. I don't know when we're gonna do that. I don't know if we should do that. A little vanilla bean paste. I don't know if we should do that next time or if I'm still gonna go live and then I have people. I don't know. I don't know. I love going live in the group. That'll be cool. Maybe I could do both so I can interact with people. Okay, thought I was on card. Interact with people who can bake with me and then have the live one too. Okay, I've never heard of that one from automation. So you can keep it going, slow it down, or whatever. I know by looking at it, it's where I want it to be. You see it sticking to the size of the bowl. Moving up so you can see it's really stuck to the size of the bowl. Nice, light, and creamy. See, it's like a pale color. That's where I want it. Oh, good, isn't that? See how easy it's moving down now? The difference from where it was even a minute or so ago where we stopped it. Okay, so you don't have to stop it to add your vanilla bean paste, but you can. I don't bake in a hurry, so if I gotta stop it, I just stop it. So, comes out a little thick. You've never seen it before. I'm gonna add a little taste more for good measure. But at base, we're gonna say 2 teaspoons. We're gonna add our eggs one at a time. Let that mix in. Oh, that's so different. So, okay. Oh, your staff loved my pound cake 2.0. I'm glad. That cake was good. That cake flour, all-purpose flour blend. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to eat the salted butter. Like, so many people say that like they've been using salted butter and that's all they bake with. So I'm very excited. My mom even said that's all she bakes with. I wonder if my grandmother ever baked with salted butter. I'm gonna ask my great aunt when I talk to her if she uses regular or salted. My grandmother's sister. So I just mix the egg until combined, so until you don't see really much yellow streak or that ooey gooiness, I would say, because the clear part I call it the ooey gooey. You don't need to mix and mix and mix with your egg. That's how you over mix. Oh, you just took it. Hope there is some left tomorrow. You have to bake two next time. Make sure you cut some for yourself. Okay. Sweet cream salted, baby, that's what this is. I only use sweet cream butter. People ask me about brands all the time. I mostly buy my butter in bulk. I'll try to buy my stuff in bulk at Sam's. But it's always got to be sweet cream no matter where I get it from. Like I might go to the local store, you know, sometimes. Like I did with this. Sam's like 20 minutes away. I only want to Sam's to get this sweet cream. Out of your grandmother did? Okay. If I like this one, like I think I'm gonna like it, I'm using salt anyway in my pound cakes. Then I'm probably gonna switch to salted. Probably am going to. Okay. So we're getting ready to alternate with our flour and our sour cream. I'm gonna check for questions before we do that. I don't know if y'all hear that trail ride music in the back. That's what I've been on lately. Okay. I'm gonna give this a quick mix because it's been sitting here coming to room temperature. I cannot splash it. I need room. Okay, so we're gonna I just want to keep coming up. We're not doing that. Okay, so we're gonna alternate between our flour and our sour cream. So remember, our flour has our baking powder in there already. Half a teaspoon. I think that's what we're gonna do next time. Next time we're gonna do no baking powder, no salt, extra salt. So I'm gonna stop it. That's how I make sure I don't over mix. Drop it down just to give me more space. You can do this in 3s, 4s, however. And add the sour cream just until the white starts going away. Stop it. Add my flour. Keep going as long as I end with my flour. Oh, I love 7-up pound cake too. Perfect for any occasion. What's y'all's favorite flavor? I don't know. Like sour cream and cream cheese are my favorite plain pound cakes. Look, right in my mouth about to mix too much. As far as unplain pound cakes. Woo, I don't know. Eggnog. That's my favorite boozy pound cake. Eggnog with the liquor. Okay. Um, I like the dark chocolate with the Dutch processed cocoa. That was bomb. Lemon with buttermilk. Baby, when I tell you so tender. Italian cream was good too. Oh, that lemon blueberry, but with the compote. Gotta be with the compote. Oh, that compote is everything. A cup of sour cream. Using just a cup. You like basic butter? You know what? A lot of people ask about a butter pound cake. I did a butter vanilla. It's a beginner's recipe. It's real basic. Like that's not like a typical pound cake I would bake. I like a pound cake with a little more But I gotta try like a butter, but like with some melted butter on top when the cake is done. Bro, that sounds good right there. Like real buttery, like I do my rum cake. I do like a rum butter sauce. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that compote. Ooh. I have a splash guard and don't use it, so I'm trying to do not to get it to kick out. All right. So that's enough mixing. It's not fully mixed. That's how I prevent the over mixing. Oh, peach cobbler. Peach cobbler is good, but that banana pudding. And I love banana pudding, but that cake, that cake get that banana pudding. Some competition. Especially if you know, it's people who like banana pudding without bananas. You mash the bananas into the cake so you don't taste them like that. They don't get soggy. Especially me, I don't put them on top. Oh, it's good. Crisco and eggs. Kathy said her aunt used to make a pound cake with regular Crisco and eggs. That sounds good. That Crisco, ooh. That's what I want to do too. I want to do part Crisco, part butter. All right, y'all. So I don't know. We might do the Crisco one next. Now we talking about the baking powder one. We might do the Crisco one next. I haven't baked with Crisco in a while, and I wanted to do like I made a pound cake. Also adding a little extra oil. That's good too. Not Crisco, but oil, vegetable oil. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. It's not what you're supposed to do, but you know, this is what we grew up doing. I'm gonna taste the batter. Whew, that's good. Let me wash my hands. I have done a condensed milk pound cake. So let's talk about this batter. This is so, you know, you're not supposed to taste raw batter, but you know how to go. So You know, like that old school, people always talk about that old school pound cake taste. We're gonna see when this cake comes out. But it gave me that old school, like in the country, sitting outside under a tree with some lemonade or some tea under the shade tree. Who know about shade tree? With a piece of pound cake, you don't even need no napkin in your hand. Did your grandma? Oh my god, that was nostalgic. That was very nostalgic. I can't wait for this cake to get done. So I finished mixing my hand so it's not over mixed. She was a caterer and that's all she used. Crisco. Okay. That's different. But Crisco is so solid. I can see how good it is. It's very good. It's a very good product. I don't think I've used butter Crisco before. I heard that's very good too. Alright, so I just make sure I get along the bottom, come with sides, and we're mixed. Alright, so let me get my, I'm gonna check the questions. Hey Apostle. And I'm going to grab my Lazy Susan. I love Lazy Susan. If you don't have one, get your Lazy Susan. You can find one in my store or you can find one at one of those home stores. Besides my mixer, this is my favorite baking tool. Alright, got our pan. You like butter flavor Crisco? Okay. So I'm gonna use Old Faithful. She cut up some time, but she's still good to me. I come from the side, spray the angle, away from your face. Don't forget the middle. Okay, we got a good base. You feel like it's a little clumpy, like you see the little foamy spots, you just use a pastry brush like that. You want to make sure you got your edges, creases, and your crevices like that. Train gonna keep on rolling. All right. All I use is that spray for my hands. You can use oil and flour like back in the day, or you can use that spray that already has oil and flour in it. Some people spray don't work for them. Some people oil and flour don't work for them. So you gotta find out what works for you. Make sure you have a good pan. That your pan not all beat up. And I'm not trying to be funny, you know, some of us have pans passed down and stuff like that, but anything wears out over time and may not produce as good of a result if it's like scratched up or anything like that. And you should be fine. But like how I spray my pan, you gotta spray the hell out that pan. Don't need spraying all cute. You gotta spray that pan. And I don't have no sticking problems, typically. Now everybody has a bad day, things happen, but typically I don't have issues with sticking. I use Nordic Ware pans, are good pans. I do have a Walmart pan. I have a pan my auntie gave me, a pan my grandmother gave me, and I typically don't have issues with sticking. The one my aunt gave me, but it's an old pen, and I think I needed to base it a little bit better. You know, different pens need different level of care. Pens that have a lot of decor to them, they need to really be, you know, coated. Sometimes you got to spray them heavy. Sometimes you got to get in there with the pastry brush. You know, every pen has to be treated differently. Some people say their cake stick with the USA pen. My cake has never stuck with the USA pen. Not even like, you know how sometimes a cake have a little corner that stick. None of that. Another thing to keep in mind is when you take your cake out of the oven, like when you're flipping it over, make sure you flip it straight over. And then when you lift up your pan, lift it straight up. Because if you're tilted or anything, like I've done that before, like trying to pull my towel from underneath it when I flip. If you do anything like that, you know, it could jostle, you know, to the sides of the pan, and it could cost it. You don't know. Just, you know, be careful when you're maneuvering your pan. Oh, I do like Lazy Susan. Yeah, it's a cool tool. I'm glad you like it. Somebody had a question that I missed. Okay, so somebody, Redbone, okay, you had an issue with your cakes coming out dark. So something that I've been testing, I think I'm gonna do it with this cake, is wrapping my pan with foil. And especially with my Mile High cake pan, and my cakes have been coming out much lighter. But especially if you're gonna use something like foil, you want to be careful, because the first time that I used it, like I said, I was being a little bit too fast and jostled my pan and ended up missing pieces of the cake. But it was still good. Them be the best ones. We did not throw that cake away. We put some icing on it and we enjoyed it. So I'm just spreading my batter to try to get to the closest to the edges and the one, like the indentions of the pan. It'll spread, but that's just what I do. Try to get it as uniform as possible before I even get it in the oven. And I'm a little extra with this part and trying to make sure it's level. That's what I like about the Lazy Susan too, because I'm just holding this right here and I'm just going and then make sure it's level, so my cake comes out, it don't come out all lopsided. All right. Hey Monique. It's okay. I'm gonna post a replay. All right, so let me get my foil. I'm a heavy duty foil kind of girl. I just don't like the flimsiness of the other foil, regular foil. Do it like so. And then just kind of fill the sides. Over measure it, so I'm just gonna fold it down. Pistachio flour. That sounds interesting. So I do 2 pieces, because see we have this here that's exposed. I don't know how much of a difference it'll make, but I'll try to make sure I have the coverage so the color is even. I'm gonna post a replay in the group. I'm gonna pin it to the top. But I'm also live on my YouTube channel with the light butter, and my videos stay there permanently. Facebook, they delete within like 30 days, something like that. This recipe comes out good, which the last one was good, and tasting this batter, I think it's gonna be excellent. Of course, give me a little bit. Give me a little bit. I got something else coming first. I'll post the recipe. It'll be sour cream pound cake 3.0 because we already did 2.0 last time with half cake flour, half all-purpose flour. You just kind of press it. And like I said, when you get ready to take it out of the oven, be careful. What did I do? I think I left the foil on for it to cool. This time I'm gonna take it off. That's what I'm gonna do. Take the foil off for it to cool. I'm just gonna push it back like that, and I'm gonna lift straight up, like put it over here, move it back after I move the foil, just like that, so I don't jostle the cake too much, you know. And then when I get ready to flip, like I said, flip straight up. So the foil makes the cake lighter, especially with a darker pan. So I'm gonna put this in the oven, and I'm gonna talk to y'all for a few more minutes. So hold on. So I'm gonna set my timer for. An hour and 15 minutes. But we're gonna bake the cake till it's done. People always ask, how long do you bake the cake for? You bake it until it's done. It may not be done in an hour and 15 minutes. It may be done before an hour and 15 minutes. So that's it. Only bake it until it's done. I flip my cake out of the pan after about 20 minutes. I'm gonna flip it immediately. Some people do. That's another thing. You have to determine what works best for you. Do some different tests. Keep in mind, different cakes made with different ingredients operate a little differently. So, for example, if I'm baking a buttermilk pound cake is moister than most pound cakes. So that's not a cake that I would think to flip directly out of the pan. I would like to let the cake, kind of firm, kind of bind up a little bit, then flip it. But that works for some people. No matter what cake they bake, they flip it right out of the pan. I always wait 15-20 minutes, I think at the minimum 10. I hope you like the foil tip. I've been testing that out for like the past 3 bakes. If you go on my YouTube channel, you'll see it with black butter, and I've been liking the results. Yep, it makes the cake a little bit lighter because my cakes tend to be dark. I cook my cakes. Like, people fry chicken hard. I cook my cakes and they're always pretty brown. So I was like, I want them like a golden brown, and that's like what I'm achieving now with the foil thing. I think it'll work just fine with regular foil. Like I said, I just like to use heavy duty foil, but I think regular foil is fine. Hey, Miss Barbara. Yeah, you don't want to try lowering the rack. You want to bake as close to the middle of the oven as possible. Not too high up, not too high down. Just right in the middle. So put your rack. Let me see what notch I'm on. So mine is 3 rows up. Is where mine is. I have a rack on the lower part, and then 2, 3. That's where I have my rack that I bake on. Try wrapping it with foil if your cake comes out too dark. I've been trying that, and I've been loving it. It's definitely made a difference. Okay, so ask whatever questions you want to ask. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. So I do a pound cake baking challenge every month. Every month I post it a lot in the group. I posted it on my channel, Ashley Frederick. I announce it on my YouTube channel. YouTube works a little bit differently, but I try to make sure that everybody knows. So the pound cake challenge always closes the last day of the month, which is today. So you have until 11:59 Central Standard Time. So here, I'm on Central Standard Time. It's 7 p.m. So you can decide how far away 11:59 is in your area. So I Google it if I'm confused. It's easy to find out what is 11:59 Central Standard Time in whatever time. But anyway, closes today. I'm gonna pick two winners. I use a random picker thing that's in the competition service that I use completely at random. I don't have anything to do with who was picked. Once those two winners are picked, I contact you via email. So make sure that your email is correct. I will email you. You respond to my email. So I'll make sure you got it. It'll be good. And then I send you an Amazon gift card. So two winners will win a $50 Amazon gift card. This month's recipe was blueberry compote. Next month the recipe is coming out tomorrow. We're gonna do marble. I was like, let's do something different. I switched between like beginner, intermediate, a little higher level. Marble ain't that bad. I have a video. I have a video for all my pound cake recipes to help you, so you have some guidance with how to bake it. But marble is very good, and that's what we're gonna do next month. So I will post that. I gotta work tomorrow, so it might not be posted until I get off. But it'll be posted in before the end of the day tomorrow. But again, I do it every month. Same thing next month. It'll go all month. Next month has what, 31 days in it, right? I don't know how many days it has in it. But it's gonna run until the end of the month at 11:59 p.m. That's about the time you have to cash your entry. You don't have to post to any of my social media channels. I love if you do. But you do have to post your entry into the entry form. And I always have that posted on my website, on my first front page. It has a recipe for the month. If you're in my newsletter, I send you email for the newsletter. If you're not on my newsletter, go to whipalotbutter.com, hit subscribe so you don't miss any pound cake recipes. Like I said, all my recipes have videos. I have other non-pound cake recipes on there. You can keep up with all the news. What else about that? That's it. All you gotta do is bake the cake. That's it. Nothing else. 320. Okay, last time you baked the pound cake, the first you baked on 325 was too brown. Let me see. 7 p.m. in Louisiana. We're in Louisiana. My people from Alexandria. Turn the temp down to 300 and it was not too brown. And you think your oven may not be accurate. That's possible too. Oven thermometer. That's something that I purchased just to see where my oven is at. Try 315. 315 might work for you, but I would get an oven thermometer first to see if my oven is at the true temp that it says it is. My oven is, but my oven is not at that preheated temp when that beep goes off. When it's at that temp, it's 15 degrees lower than what I preheated my oven at. So I always turn mine on when I start baking anyway, so it's good and hot by the time I put my cake in the oven. But I did notice that with the oven thermometer because my cakes were dark and then they were coming out dry when I moved here and stuff like that. I've done like a couple of different things. We can put a little water in the oven, different things like that. More butter, playing around with the amount of butter that I use. So you just kind of gotta, tweak and find what works for you. But try the foil. Try the foil at 325. You might do that. But I would still get an oven thermometer regardless. Your oven's the same way. Yeah, and every oven is so different. You should use the oven thermometer, Barbara. I like it. Then you can kind of just see it. They don't cost it. I mean, you can get one for like you can order from Amazon or you can get one Walmart or something like that, like $5. They're not that expensive. Why your top of your cake comes out crusty? Because it's a pound cake, baby. Pound cakes have a nice crust. That's what they're known for. If you want your pound cake to be maybe a little bit less crusty, maybe use buttermilk or something. or if you're using all-purpose flour, use cake flour. Those type of items typically produce a softer crumb, but you're still probably going to have, well, you still are going to have like that separation and stuff. Not may not be crusty, it'll be soft, but you're still going to have that because that's pound cake character. It's the beauty of a pound cake. Most people like that crust. That's my favorite part. I like to flip my pound cakes. Sometimes I flip them, I leave them up like that. But I like to flip my pound cakes, and that's my favorite part. It gets like so, like it just, especially after 2 days. I know y'all always give me for this. If you can let the pound cake set for 2 days, and in 2 days it's just so nice and tender, like a little bit of crunch. So good. That's my favorite part. Ain't nothing wrong with that, baby. You gotta try some tried and true pound cake because them pound cakes at the grocery store are not like homemade pound cakes. A lot of people say, "Oh, why is my pound cake so dense?" Pound cake dense, baby. It's heavy. You can make it where it's not so much like that, but it's known to be that. It's not like a layered cake. It's not gonna be tender like a layered cake. Y'all didn't have any more questions? I think I told y'all we're making this for an hour and 15 minutes. But that's what I set it at. I started checking my pound cake about the hour and 10 minute mark because I know about that's when my pound cakes are done. They never done earlier unless I'm making something like that's a pound cake, but really not a pound cake. Like a gingerbread pound cake, it's more oil based. Traditional pound cakes are made with butter. I check on that faster, like an apple cider donut cake. Oh, that's so good. That's like, I don't know if it's breakfast or if it's dessert, but that's good. I check on that earlier. It's oil based as well. But otherwise, hour 5, hour 10. Not to say I don't peek in on it, but um, after a while you learn to. I can look through the window and I can tell like if it's pretty wet, still at the top, it has that moisture, and if it needs to bake longer. But the toothpick test, I still use the toothpick test. But apple cider donut is delicious. It's got butter with the sugar cinnamon. Ooh. But testing for doneness, it's an intuition thing too. It's looking at it. It's you might press on the cake and you can tell by like if it sinks a little, not sinks, but you can tell if it's moving, if it bounces back, if it's got a little jiggle. It's different indicators. How you can tell like where it's at as far as doneness. A lot of people ask about pumpkin. I never do pumpkin. I've never done pumpkin. I may do pumpkin this year. Probably not gonna do buy pumpkin and use regular pumpkin. I'll probably use canned pumpkin. But I may try pumpkin this year. I'm Southern. I'm from the South. We eat sweet potatoes, but I might do pumpkin because I ask every year, and I did another sweet potato pound cake last year, but I may do pumpkin for y'all. Peach cobbler does take a little bit longer because it's got so much moisture in it, and it doesn't have the same like the way I made mine with the cream cheese. It doesn't have the same type of texture as a regular pound cake. I think next time I make it, I'm gonna make it differently, but I do want to make it again. That's a very good pound cake too. Takes a little doing, but it's worth all the doing. Sweet potato. And I do make the potatoes from scratch. You agree? Yeah. I try to remember other areas and stuff like that, but I also try to stick true to me. And sweet potato is definitely what we do down here in Texas. So we'll see. We got a little while for the fall. My music wants to stop. Y'all have any other questions? I'm gonna wash these dishes. Well, the dishwasher's gonna wash them. I think I might wash them. Not my bump pan, not my mixing bowl. Not, I don't put any of that in the dishwasher. That's the other thing too. Your my bump pan, as soon as my cake comes out, I'm either washing it or I'm putting some water in it until I can get to it because I don't scrub my pan. I don't use any type of scouring, anything. If I have to, I get in there with my fingers and break it up. I don't use anything abrasive in my bump pan. You never done sour cream? It's good. Like it's a different type of flavor. People say it has a little tang. I guess you can say it does. Um, I've had some people say sour cream, ugh, and then I'll bake, and they come out like, oh, I want to taste that cake. Taste the sour cream, fall in love, don't even know. I'm like, what kind of cake is this? Sour cream, so good. It just adds a different type of moisture and flavor to the cake. What's my favorite summer flavor? I would say lemon. I also I enjoyed the Shirley Temple. I think that would be summerish. Summerish, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, around that. I'm a plain Jane when it comes to pound cake, but I like the key lime. I posted a key lime, not this last time, but the time before. I like that. What season are we in? Summer? We're not in summer yet. Summer. Summer, I think I probably like to keep it simple because it's hot. So like sour cream, cream cheese. In the summer or summer-ish months, like we have holidays, right? So like I try to bake kind of like around the holidays. I haven't done like a 4th of July themed. I might do that this year because I've been doing the food coloring thing a little bit. Y'all been liking that. I might do something like that this year. Um, and then usually I use like just like if I was to do that, I'd probably use like a standard pound cake and add food coloring. Yeah, it's Barbara. So that it does taste chocolatey. It does taste like a brownie. So it's not for everybody, but I love it because I'm not like a big chocolate person. So like a chocolate with like that extra boost of flavor was really good for me. I like that. Maybe you would like it. So you knew it was done after you did that. Maybe you would like it, but like with a cream cheese icing, so you have a little bit of balance with that flavor, or maybe like a I mean, you can do anything like a caramel. Caramel might make it a little rich, but you get what I'm saying. Something other than a chocolate icing to balance out all that chocolate. But that Dutch process cocoa is so good, so good. It's a little pricey, but it's definitely worth it, and it lasts. You love key lime pie. You know what's funny is I don't love key lime pie because it's too tart. But I like the pound cake because it's the way I bake it. It's not too tart. If you, I mean, you can always add more flavor for you if you want it to be more tart, or you can even make like a probably like a key lime, like with some fresh key lime because I used emulsion last time. Like some fresh key lime juice, maybe a little bit of butter, um, maybe a little bit of sugar, make like a on the stove, heat it up, just let the sugar melt down, maybe like a glaze like that, something like that, to give you more tartness. Now, I'm gonna post the base recipe one more time so y'all have it. If you go on the first page of my website, just go to the home. You can see the pound cake that we baked last month, the sour cream pound cake 2.0. That's the half cake flour, half all purpose. I'll post this one when it's ready. This month's baking challenge closes at 11:59. The other one's gonna be posted tomorrow sometime when I get off. You have any more questions or anything you want to comment or whatever, that's fine. Add it to the comments and I'll check in and answer or respond um, as I see them come in. But I appreciate y'all coming. I had a good time. We always have a good time on live. I hope more people, more and more people come because it's time like answer questions. We had time to hang out. We get to know each other. We're gonna do this in some. I might do like a mini live private forum one time just to see so we can interact with each other. I know a lot of people bake the cake with me, but y'all can't see me. I can't. Well, y'all see me. I can't see you. So I keep saying that, but I really do. I'm just trying to think about um, how to structure it. Hey, Doreen, I'm just trying to think about how to structure it, and I'm getting back in balance, y'all. I'm getting back with the lives. Life is slowing down, so I'm trying to figure out. I started a new position, so it got a little bit crazier. So I'm trying to get away things to slow down a little bit more, so I can get some definitives. Because I like to set stuff in advance and have some definitive dates and make sure I'm not gonna have anything that I'm gonna have to move around. I like to be mindful of people's time. Um, know for sure that I'm gonna go live. But anyway, make sure that I didn't notify the email list I was going live. Anyway, see, it's so much stuff to keep up with. See when you work, but one day I'm not gonna have to work. See y'all next time. If you have any questions, post it, let me know, and y'all have a good rest of y'all week.